It is 5:55, and today I'm going to be eating 5 pies that cost me exactly $55.55 Australian money, which is about 37 USD. Now, I love pies, especially meat pies. One of my favorite foods that I don't really get to eat that often. When I was in London, I got to experience some good savory pies, and this is my first time down here in Australia trying out some good pies. We got a heat at home pack from a place called Ferguson Plares or something like that. They delivered them cold, I think maybe semi-cooked, maybe the fillings were cooked, but the pastry on the outside wasn't. Popped them in the oven, been letting them cool for about 10 minutes just so I don't burn my face off, but we got a nice little spread. Over here we got the classic beef. Now I think this is beef mince or ground beef. Over here we have what they're calling the Angus beef pie. I think this is the only one on the menu that had kind of a steak element. I think well, I'm hoping that there's actually pieces of like steak chunks in this one. Right here we have the country chicken pie, and over here we have the butter chicken pie. Last but not least, we have a cottage pie. And I like that each of them have a different looks to them. Even the ones that don't really have a special topping, they put a little symbol on them just so you can figure out which one is which. Real good touch. I have 4 satchels of tomato sauce, which I guess is just catsup, but they call that tomato sauce over here. So let's just go down the line and try out all these damn pies, man. All right, I was a little bit concerned that it would stick to the bottom, but it came out pretty cleanly right there. Let me just tell you, it was smelling something different up in this apartment when I was cooking these. God dang. First of all, I'm gonna go in for a bite with no tomato sauce. Just see how that works out for me. And I have no idea how messy this is gonna be, but only one way to find out. Going in. Out of this goddamn world, man. Out of this world. That's just the most bone warming, heartwarming, comforting feeling in that brown gravy with the beef, with the buttery, flaky pastry. Ah, top 10. It's almost too good. See, I never had these growing up. They're not a big thing where I grew up in America, or just maybe I'm going to say in America in general, which is a big strike. I say this every time I do a pie video. By the way, I already have done a 5 pies video, I realized, but it definitely wasn't at 5:55 p.m. and it definitely didn't cost me 55.55. But yeah, I say this every time. America, maybe they're on to the pies, the savory pies now, the meat pies. I don't know if they are though. I mean, we got chicken pot pies, but this is different. Oh, a little bit hot, a little bit hot. That's fine. I completely forgot about the ketchup, aka tomato sauce. Let's see. Oh, snap. Okay, you gotta be a little bit careful on that, but perfect. And then you can just set it aside. Take a bite sometimes, like especially in this hot part, right in the center, you get some of that colder ketchup on there. Oh, God dang. Yo, earlier I said top 10, I'm saying immediately top 5. Not something you don't necessarily want to eat on the go, or maybe you would. Say you're walking outside and you're, spilling crumbs everywhere. It's okay, the birds are going to get them. A lot of crazy birds I've never seen before just flying around. The other day, I saw what I believe to be a bat, the largest bat I've ever seen in my life. Dude had a wingspan probably bigger than mine. It was at night, so I couldn't really tell that well. But he was like flying in the trees, and the whole trees were shaking. It was insane. This one is the Angus going in. Here's what I gotta say. So far, not the chunkiest pieces of steak I've ever encountered. It's actually more like stew meat in here. Let me, I'm gonna just, oh. I mean, the classic was an instant classic, but I feel like, man, if I could only pick one, this one has just that meatier texture. Taking bites. You're actually chewing through those pieces of meat. Not too much though, it's not much chew. Super tender, super delicious. This one, definitely a good amount of that gravy, or I'm not even sure exactly what you call that. Something about that. This almost tastes like a holiday meal. You know, you got the buttery pastry and then the almost stew like element to it. But then you're just throwing on some tomato ketchup on there. And it works. The juxtaposition of that works wonders. Oh, oh, that's hot. This is one of those things. On a chilly day, eat one of these, your whole body is going to be warmed up. And you're going to be happy. If eating delicious food makes you happy. Everything so far, mighty fine. These are hearty. They might not look the biggest size, but they're hefty. Like, they're heavy. This probably weighs like a kilo. This probably weighs like a pound. I might have to slow my roll a little bit and just start sampling like half of the rest, and we'll see where it goes from there. Anyway, country chicken, I like the topping on that. A little bit of a different vibe on that one. Like some herbs. Yep. Giving me vibes of a chicken pot pie. I don't see some of like the maybe peas and other things that you, or carrots that you might see in a American style chicken pot pie. There appears to be some kind of greenery in there. I'm not really sure what that would be per se. It's really hard to tell. It just kind of mingled in there. Amazing pieces of chicken in there. So hot. But so, like I said, I just can't help but going back to comforting. I've mentioned this in a few foods, a select few foods over the years, that this is one of those foods that's comforting, but I didn't eat it growing up. Usually comfort foods are those ones you eat growing up. This is one that even if you've never had it in your life and you eat it, you'll get that comfort. Also, since I was comparing this to the chicken pot pies, look, dare I say, this is the superior form factor. Because chicken pot pies, you got to eat it with a fork. It ain't handheld. I like handheld foods a lot. And chicken pot pies, sometimes they don't get the crust on the bottom and it's just like a crust topper. I feel like I've seen that before, and you want the crust going all the way to the bottom, man. Self-contained. Now, 3 pies in, and I feel like I could be happy right now. I haven't eaten anything all day, so I was pretty hungry. I could stop this video and be completely satisfied. But the show must go on. Butter chicken. Oh, man. Woo! Just a sneak peek of that. if we're going to compare the two chickens, if I could only pick one for the rest of my life, that would be a tougher call because they're so different. The other one was more classic, I feel like, country classic, but this one is just, it's slapping. So much flavor and it works so well. You might think like butter chicken, kind of like an Indian curry style chicken butter dish stuffed in a buttered pastry. Well, here's what I'd say. Butter naan, fire. This works. Just trust me here. Oh man, what is this? Oh, I thought they snuck a potato in there for a hot second, just a piece of the crust. Side note, I had some Indian food the other day. Maybe best Indian food I've ever had. Just gotta throw that out there. I cannot tell a lie. I am full. But we gotta keep going. Hopefully this one packs the flavor and keeps my taste buds interested. By far, I feel like the heaviest one. You can see the mashed potatoes. And I think it's a little bit different from a shepherd's pie, which I think is using lamb. This is using, the ground beef. Oh man, look at that. The layers of the potato, the beef, the gravy sauce. Jeez. This right here, oh. This is leaking out the back. But I gotta say, this one, earlier I was thinking, this reminds me of the holidays. This actually reminds me of the holidays. I've had whole ass Thanksgiving dinners that are worse than this one singular item right here. Not easy to eat though. That's one strike. We're making a large mess. This one is almost too hearty for me, especially after eating all these other ones. The mashed potatoes are just, they're weighing me down, man. I think I might take a quick nap. Oh shit. Where am I? I can't lie. This one's too hefty for me. I'm gonna save this for Ring Lady. But we do have one special secret surprise. The random sausage roll. I had to get one of these as well. I'm full as hell. But we're gonna try it out. I also love me a good sausage roll. I haven't had it that many times in my life, so I don't have that many things to compare it to. Greg's, I love me some Greg's. It's been a little bit too long since I've had that sausage roll though, so I can't really say which one is better or which one I'm liking more right now. If this was the first thing I ate in this meal when I was hungry and not stuffed to the bone, I might say this is superior. Right now, it's debatable. I forgot to show you a close-up. Hold on. There you have it. I would rank this just right off the bat very highly. Definitely less flaky. Man, this is mighty fine. As was everything on there. I just hit some kind of meat wall. But yeah, I'm about to surf out of here. So thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.